Hello and welcome to That Is Interesting. I'm your host, Carter. First off, I want to thank you guys for getting me to 10,000 subscribers. This is very exciting, especially considering not too long ago I only had 100 subscribers. So to mark this occasion, we'll be doing a Q&A. So a little disclaimer, guys, I'm sorry I'm not going to be able to get to every single question you guys have come up with. It's because we came up with lots of questions, which is great. I'm not going to be able to get to everybody. My apologies for that, but I still hope you guys find this interesting. Question 1. What inspired you to be a YouTuber? So this is actually pretty interesting. I have been doing YouTube for actually many years. I started off on YouTube many years ago when I was quite younger, actually doing gaming videos. For the sake of humanity, they've been, I took them down. You will cringe. Then I moved on, made some stop motion animation for a while. Got beyond that, and then what happened was I started noticing that a lot of the YouTubers I was watching were making pretty similar content. I was watching a lot of channels like Wendover Productions, Real Life Lore, Geography Now, lots of great channels that I'm sure you guys are familiar with. And then I was like, I could just make some videos like that myself. Question 2. When did you upload your first video? Yeah, so I've had the channel for a little over a year, and it just started to get some popularity. It had been about 120 subscribers for quite some time. But yeah, I uploaded it back in, I think I created the channel back in March, and then I uploaded it in like June or July. It was the video about how there's a city in the Maldives, sit in the middle of the ocean.
When you think of the Maldives, you probably imagine sandy beaches, peaceful atolls, expensive resorts, and a calm sea. Probably some of the last things that come to mind are a jungle of tall high-rises, busy ports, and narrow alleyways packed with people who use motorcycles, not cars, to get around. But you would not be wrong if that came to mind. For the city I just described is Malé, the capital of the Maldives, and one of the most densely packed cities on Earth.
Question 3. How much time does it usually take to record/edit your videos altogether? So I usually write my videos are scripted. I have, as you can probably imagine, I'm prepared for them. I usually write them over the week, make them over the weekend. I've been pretty busy recently, so I've been able to upload frequently, but I'll definitely be uploading more regularly than I have been the last couple weeks. Writing them usually takes a couple days, and then editing them takes a while. It can take a solid couple hours. Question 4, how do you edit your videos? So yeah, as you can probably tell from watching some of my older stuff, I used to use iMovie. I have again moved beyond iMovie. I know I use DaVinci Resolve, which is still in beta, but it's a really good software. It's free. What are you going to post in the future? That is a great question. Right now, I'm working on starting a mini-series about political dynasties, which are pretty interesting. Kennedys, Bushes, Roosevelts. Then I'm also working on, or I also would like to make sequels to 2 videos that were pretty fun to make and they were doing pretty well, which is the 80% of America Lives East of this line, that one, which I'm sure most of you have watched. I want to make a sequel to that showing, you guys have given a lot of great feedback from that, of other places I can cover like Egypt and Indonesia, and many other places, so I'm going to definitely do a sequel to that. And also, I would like to make a sequel to the most underrated cities in the US. Part 2 will be coming soon. Another thing I'm working on is a more full-length, longer documentary about some wildfires that hit a section of California. That's actually going to be a collaboration. Don't know if you guys know, but my brother who was in some of my earlier childhood YouTube ventures, he's also a YouTuber. He's made his own channel as well. His name's Quinn. The channel's called Quinn the Cameraman. He's like a great photographer, filmmaker. Say hi, Quinn. He's filming this video right now. There he is. Subscribe to him. There will be a link in the description.
Yeah, and also Carter mentioned earlier that he's using DaVinci Resolve to edit his videos, and I've made a couple tutorials on that software. They're on my channel, so if you're interested, check them out.
Like, even if you have no interest in photography or stuff, and you just want to watch some like good quality videos, that's a channel you should check out. Especially because we're working this documentary together. You can watch the trailer for it on his channel.
It was, it was sort of another fire, and I think it pretty quickly took on these sort of, people were talking about how this was a different fire. It was something that was new, and it seems like that's been said about several fires since then, and I think they recognized that where it was and the wind patterns and all of that it was going to be a big deal.
This question. My name is Carter as well. Have you met any other Carters? I think I've met 2 Carters ever, so I think it's kind of nice to have a name that you don't get confused with other people. I like it. I think it's a good name. Shout out to all my Carters out there. Are you still going to keep the same kind of content in the future or change it? Yeah, I'm definitely going to keep the same kind of content. Yeah. Maybe I'll expand on it, but I don't think it's ever going to divert away from the basis of what it is right now. Okay, what is your favorite time period in history? I think like the more recent time periods are pretty interesting. Like from World War I to now is pretty fascinating time period for the world. There's a lot of big changes, lots of stuff going on. So that's probably my favorite time period. Why are you so interesting? I don't know. Are you planning on using metric measurements in future videos? Yes, for sure. I will definitely be using metric measurements in future videos. Okay, what place are you from? What gave you an inspiration for your current channel's name? So I live in the United States. The inspiration for my current channel's name, you guys probably, I'm sure many of you assume, is based off of Half as Interesting. Actually, interestingly enough, I had never, I wasn't watching Half as Interesting when I created That Is Interesting. I watch it now, but I found out about it after I actually created the channel. I think I went through a variety of different names and some of them like had already been taken. Like they didn't work for the channel for some reason, and then That Is Interesting worked. So I kept it and stuck with it. What are your favorite hobbies? I mean, this is definitely one of my favorite hobbies. I like to travel, I like to read history. I like biking, mountain biking, it's pretty fun. Do you plan to use this knowledge in your work life? Like, will you be a geologist? I don't know if I'll be a geologist. Actually, other than history, I mean, I try to keep my videos very non-political, but I think I'd like to be a politician at some point. When it comes to politics, it's important for people to have knowledge of history. So, yeah, I'd say I definitely use this knowledge in my work life, for sure. Are you from Pittsburgh? As you probably figured, because I have made several videos about Pittsburgh, I am in fact from Pittsburgh. I do not live there currently, but I used to. It's one of my favorite places on earth. Anyone who's not from Pittsburgh, travel there. It's a really excellent city. I mean, I love everything about it. Okay, last question is, what's your favorite YouTuber? There are a lot of great YouTubers that have really inspired me in terms of making this channel, which are like Real Life Lore, Geography Now, Oversimplified. There's a channel called General Knowledge, which is really cool. Wendover Productions, half as interesting. There's, Wonder Why is great. Yeah, basically if you just look at all the channels that are on my sidebar, on my YouTube channel, those are probably my personal favorites. Thank you guys for watching this video. I will be uploading more That Is Interesting coming very soon. Shout out to Quinn the Cameraman, my brother's channel. Thank you guys so much for 10,000 subscribers. This is super exciting, and it's been really fun to watch this channel really start to take off in the last couple weeks. So thank you very much, and see you later.